these improvements, these new modules and features that will be committing the code and pushing to production. So as you can see here, got a couple of things going on. So basically, yesterday, as I was explaining, I created a global profile picture that takes in the user's data directly, and so that's needed to conditionally render various icons on the user profile based on what level the user's on. And it's just an easier way, you know, using a reusable component to be able to distribute this single component any place in the app that we need the profile picture. And that's whether it's the current user. So when I say current user, I'm talking about whoever's logged in, whoever's viewing, or the other users. So in other words, like, you know, challenges or groups or channels that has the user's profile picture. All of that is done now through a global component. And then with that, so that's what you're looking at here, all it is. And then now if you click on any user's picture, it will bring up a really cool profile card. Alright, so I built this yesterday, custom built. So let me go to chat here. It could be through chat, it could be through search. So now here's the user's profile card here. You can view the user by going to their profile. You can chat with the user, and then we're just displaying some stats. If you guys think that the user should have more options, or you should see more options, I was thinking like maybe putting, at least for higher levels, putting the background as the cover, the user's banner or one of their images as a cover, or even doing like what you call it, like a fade in and out carousel for the background picture instead of just showing the what you call it. But this is on dark mode right now. If I was on light mode, it would be almost white, like really nice gradient. And as you can see here, there's the animated crown, there's the verified check, and he's currently not online, so we have this really nice animated online thing. So this is designed to be somewhat like the add challenges feature, where you create a challenge and then you post the challenge, and then you wait for two participants to join the challenge. This one is a little bit more direct. It's using a lot of the same back-end functionality. So I actually didn't have to change the database. Everything was already set up. The integration, it was just, creating more Redux slices. So just state management for this in particular. And let's see here, I haven't really tested it. There was a couple bugs when I did, so you choose a category. Next, I'm just going to choose anything for a title. Now, description. So here, again, you can do this with any user, right? Well, on level 1, you'll only, just level 1, you'll only be able to do that with friends. Level 2 onward and above, you'll be able to challenge any user, except if the user has their to be challenged settings toggled on the off position in their settings. So, like in the description, and now I want to choose a video. So it's loading up the video. Alright, so here's a nice little preview. I can play the video. Alright, so I'm gonna go to next. And then, so here's the final preview of the challenge before sending it off to Noah. And you can just see like review before sending it to Noah. So it's passing in the user's name by the ID, and I'm displaying this information here. The category is dance, it's a dance challenge, there's the title, here's a description. You guys let us know if you think that there should be any other signs or whatever when challenging. We could do something even more cooler than this. So. Alright, looks like I need to fix this. This really doesn't look too good. Maybe shorten it up somehow. Alright, so sending. It's taking a little bit longer because keep in mind this is on development mode, so it's going to be a little bit longer, and for some reason I have a lot of things open and I'm running a few different IDEs, so it's a little bit slower than what it usually would be. A lot slower. Alright, so as you can see, we got a nice little message, challenge request sent to Noah, and you want to check to see if you got it. So we tested that yesterday. You should get one, a notification, two, a pop-up modal that it also gives you the opportunity to accept or reject. And once you do that, then you should be guided to a modal to upload your challenge as well. And then both will be participants. So let me check the database because it should have already created the challenge. There's some things that I can't show you guys. I'm going to try to block out what's necessary so I can show you guys more. But for security reasons, can't show everything.
I got the challenge.
You did? You got the notification?
Mm.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna check the database now. Let's see if it was created as it should have been. But okay, did you click on accept?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, created it. Let me, there's no way I could So the challenge was created. I can't really show you guys because the table name is attached, and again for security reasons. But so one part is already complete, which is it created its own challenge. So now if I refresh the screen, should see it. Yeah, so alright, let me go back to the screen and show you guys. So one of the things we're going to be working on is we're currently having an issue with the thumbnails. So this is the challenge that I just created, but now it's tied to Noah, and because he accepted, he should be able to create the challenge, and then he'll be added to the challenge as a participant, and then we're just going to need one more participant. I'm thinking maybe for the one-on-one challenges, we could just do the two. But yeah, we're just doing like the same functionality. And yeah, so the reason why the thumbnails are not showing, it's a very complicated system that we got going. We have created APIs that are taking in the image before it goes to storage, and it's separating it into 3 different files, and that's like 3 different services or functions that needs to happen to be able to do that. So one is is compressing the video to a smaller size to save space, and then renaming it. The second one is creating a preview, right, of the video challenge, 25 seconds in, I think, a 3-second preview. So from 25 to 28. And that will work as we hover. So as we hover, instead of fetching the entire video, which is heavy on the front end, and it's gonna affect performance, what we're doing right now is we're just fetching the preview. And I'm sure this is the same way that like YouTube and other platforms, Rumble is, I don't even think Rumble even has that feature. Their UI is so bad, but other platforms, they do the same thing where you can see a preview. They're not actually showing the video when you hover over it. So it does that, and then the third one is to create the thumbnail. And as it was working before, now we're having some issues, so that'll be one of the things we do today. But now, when you accepted, so another thing is the notifications. So now I have, Noah has accepted your challenge.
That's from 15 hours ago.
Oh, 15 hours ago?
Yeah, I didn't accept it yet.
Okay, yeah.
I should accept.
You accept, okay. Why are you showing up as level 1? I gotta fix that. It seems like all the users are showing up.
Why you giving me thumbs down, man?
That's the level 1, what'd you call it, icon.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, pretty much everyone gets their own icon.
Mm-hmm.
It started off first as just being the higher levels, and we just decided just to clown people who just joined.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna come in, and it's gonna be a thumbs down on the on level 1, which is very easy to level up to level 2. All you gotta do is complete your profile. So level 2, you'll have the thumbs up.
Ignore why, you know what I'm saying, I got the thumbs down now. Ignore that, you know what I'm saying? That never happened, okay? I was never seen with
man,
the...
I seen when you had. I remember when you had the thumbs down.
I'm gonna be like, nah, bro, it never happened. I was never on level 1 or 2.
Oh shit!
I went straight to level 9.
Exactly. All right, so to show you guys a little bit of features, again, if you know of a UI that's better than this, let me know, because you know I've again being a professional and working so many years in this doesn't guarantee that you're gonna be good at any particular thing, but I've made it, you know, a point to master these aspects, and I wanted to push the boundaries. So that's what we're doing. If you're wondering partly why a lot of applications like, you know, Facebook and Instagram and all of the others really has a minimum amount of animations, you know, smooth transitions, things of that nature, it's because of performance. And there's always going to be people that are trying to access your app or the site on a slow network or a slow machine or both, the combination of both. And so with the animation, it takes up a little bit of memory. So it's hard, but we're figuring out through, you know, strategic coding, the best way to go about doing that. Even lazy loading a lot of it, just so it won't affect the performance. So here you have what you call it, settings, compact sounds, no sound. I didn't really show you guys. This is the drop down chat, but then there's once you receive chat messages, you get a slide out, and then there's the chat page that you could go and just go on here. So like, you know, notifications, all the settings is there, wired up. You have different themes that you could choose from. You have your message settings and so forth. I'll let you guys go through it and discover, but I'm just showing you like a brief, what you call it. So, okay, let me fix that part, and then we'll move on to, because once you accept it, you should have been given access to the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll showcase it a little bit later for y'all, like the whole application. But again, go to bragtime.com. You know, create your account, log in, check it out for yourself. You know, there's thousands of users currently, so go ahead and send out friend requests, get to know people, post, and in the meantime, let me go ahead and fix this. Yeah, so sorry, we got it in the description, but we probably should add that so today we have scheduled you know, verifying and completing the new 101 challenge feature. It's working correctly, half of it at least, and then so the other half is gonna be the actual challengee. Am I saying that right? Challengee. Challengee will get a chance to challengee.
Co-challenger. The co-challenger.
Is it a co-challenger? The one being challenged. The challenged user will have their own model once they accept. So that'll guide them through that challenge, and then they won't be able to choose another category. Obviously, the category is already set. Kind of debating on whether they should be able to create their own title and description as well as a participant, but the way we have it now on the video challenges is they can create a title and description. And then we go into how users are going to be able to search for those challenges. Like say it's a participants challenge and we want to create a URL so they can share it, and we want to allow, even though it's not going to be its own individual challenge on the display items, so not in a row, it's going to be the original challenge. We just want to make sure that users will be able to still search for it and be able to get to that individual challenge. But anyway, so we're verifying and completing the 101 challenge feature, troubleshooting, fixing any bugs. We'll be fixing the thumbnail issue on the video challenges. So again, unfortunately, sometimes there's digression. If you don't have digression, then it's a even slower and more tedious process. So eventually, before phase 2, we're gonna have to go back and we're gonna have to write out unit tests for all of these features. But right now, just for development purposes, very little unit tests. I've written very little unit tests, just relating against data related, so that there's no security glitches, there's no memory leaks and so forth, bottlenecks. But yeah, we're gonna have to write out the unit tests later on. So as we're changing like the back end and the front end, right? So I constantly have to change the back end if we don't have the fields that we need. So it's kind of complicated, but once you update the back end, like a lot of things change, and you have to therefore go back. Like, we're using GraphQL, so you got to update the query functions and make sure it matches if we have, because we have a custom functions, so make sure they match, and it's a lot. And it can break, occasionally it does break the application. So it's, this is one of the things we'll be doing in the future, separating the back end from the front end as well. It's a better strategy. But yeah, so what used to work, the thumbnails, because we had to make some changes to the video channels, now that they're not working. So I'm gonna check that out, and then testing new user options and improving the channel feature. So the channels, people are creating channels, but unfortunately we had to clear the database and make some changes, some important changes, and this is the opportunity to make some improvements, while we're at it. All right, so Noah, he's gonna be making another promo video for V3.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making another promo video on VO3. was working on the prompt yesterday. I think I came up with a pretty good prompt, so I'm just tweaking it a little bit today, and then I'm gonna create some another promo video for today because we have to get those out every day, and then I'm gonna be testing the challenge features for a little bit, writing down any
bugs, defects.
yeah, any bugs, defects, putting it on the Trello, make a Trello card, all that.
So Trello is, for those who don't know, it's kind of like Jira in the industry, and I would recommend this too if you're doing any business. One of the things that businesses or small businesses, startups lack is organization. Should be very organized. So we usually create tasks just like how we do in the corporate structure. Create tasks on. It doesn't matter what platform it is. It just it follows the same format of Scrum development, where we create tasks and then we move those tasks along. When someone is working on it, right now it's just us two. So when I'm working on it, I'll move the task over to doing or in progress, and then once it's complete, I'll move it over to testing, and then he'll test it. He'll run a series of tests on it, and then if it fails the test, he puts it back on to do, and I pull it back into development. If it passes, then it goes to stage, and then it stays on stage until we're ready to push out the next release or the next development. And this is pretty much the process of all the giant corporations, what they do. So
Very neat system.
oh yeah.
You think you can show them the Trello, or you think that's too much?
We can. I need to check it first.
Okay.
Make sure there's no data on that.
Okay.
And the Trello has the other channels too. Okay. Yeah, I'll show them real quick. So this is Trello here, and it's really, unlike coding, it's really easy to use. It's kind of a drag and drop, and easy to create cards. So there's a to-do list, and these are things on the to-do list, and we're kind of treating it like 2-week sprints. So we're going based on points as well. I think it's 1 point, what did we say? 1 point for a day, per day, depending on, but we're also going based on how tough it is. Sometimes you could develop a component that's actually really difficult or complex that may take 3 or 4 days, or even 2-3 days, but if you could get it in a day or less, and maybe pull in another task, then you still get rewarded for that, depending on how it is. So we try to scale the system a little bit more fairly than just simply points. But so we have the in progress, we have needs to be tested. So these are passed, I think all of these. But these are the different features that we created that need to be tested, and then we need to add what's in testing, and then as you can see, failed after testing. We have stage, and then we have the live, what's in production. And again, this is the same pipeline the companies use, except for um, it will be a little bit slower than this from stage. And even before it gets to stage, it has to go through more error checks and more, vulnerability, accessibility, usability tests, and so forth. And it'll get to stage, and then it'll have a set release date. So yeah. Now the reason why that was doing that is because we're not passing in the user data in the notifications, so it's kind of defaulting at the first level, which is 1, and that's what you're seeing before. So and we will have on our private group the actual code. So if you guys wanna check that part out, go ahead and support us on Patreon. And I think the second tier is the tier that will allow you to see the code in itself. And then our third tier will allow you to actually give inputs on changes that you think should be made. of something too. We have a phone set up on the database. So we could use that for users on high levels that want to actually, instead of message or message and phone, that could just be message, but then we click that, it opens up like a modal that that gives you the option to call them as well, like do a video call, you know. So yeah. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm restructuring the profile picture because I realize it's not using the profile picture on notifications. That's why the level's not showing. What we want to do is directly fetch the user data into the profile picture, and for that, right now I'm creating a separate function just for that off of the user's data, so that way we're not pulling in too much data. Because if we just get the user object by itself, then it's going to be attached to like everything else that the user has. Like for instance, challenges, photos, videos, you know, and that's going to be heavy to be rendering that. It's going to be basically pulling in data that's unneeded, unnecessary in a bunch of places. So, yeah, we'll do that. And take the time to like do it right, because to make sure that the performance is up to par, and then like restructure the thunks and slices in the state management, and so I should have that fixed shortly. Yeah, well, let the audience know what's so the video you did yesterday was pretty good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So what you doing, like a different version of that, or you thinking of something else?
I'm just trying to tweak it as much as possible, because you can always make improvements, and you know,
Oh, you can.
VO3 is not, it's not the best, so you really have to tweak it
Yeah.
to you know what I'm saying?
To get it to work.
To get it to work, to exactly to your liking.
Yeah.
So yeah, and VO3 has its limits. Like you can only do like 3 prompts a day on VO3, which is kind of messed up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta be like it sound like what do you call those games? So let's just talking about the same thing as like Mafia Wars the Facebook had.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of games where you gotta always like go and refill and what you call it, to get bonuses and to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds exactly like that.
Tycoons, yeah.
Tycoons?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like a tycoon, like
Mm-hmm.
3 a day. But see, that's why AI is overhyped, guys, because it takes a lot of energy for these AI models to work. You know, at first, you know, the objective really, like any other company, was to get you hooked. So they put a lot of these models out for free, and now look at them. Like, if you're really doing anything serious, like, you know, 3 to 10 prompts, and they're already telling you like you either have to wait 24 hours or, you know, upgrade to a either pro or a better version.
Yeah, man. Because you know what I'm saying, we already have Pro.
Yeah.
And
We have pro on several, and like it's still not worth it. It's like they limit you. So, you know, it's overhyped. It's not gonna do exactly what you want it to do.
but you know what I'm still working through it.
Yeah.
Still working through it, using it as a tool.
Yeah, we never let anything stop us, man. There's other ways around, other creative ways around doing things.
So yeah, we're doing that. Trying to make the video sort of related to challenges. And keep the video fun at the same time.
Yeah. We want to do like, keep it yeah. Exactly.
So we're going through the process of tweaking. Also trying to do some research on what's the best things to put in these prompts is.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd be like, I want the crown to be on his head after he wins the battle, or she wins the battle. The crown will be on the head, but like slanted, right? So falling off. But then actually, as winning, like the person's head grows into the cap, like. So for instance, if it's a male, you can have like a female come up, kiss him on the cheek, and then now his head grows big and fits the crown, and it like kind of inflates and fits the crown.
Well, working with AI most of the time, it doesn't always do exactly what it tells you to, what you tell it to do.
Yeah, not at all.
So, sometimes I put details in it. Like I did put tilted crown in the last one. I told it to tilt the crown, I told it to appear a certain way. And it just completely ignored it.
No, you gotta curse at it. You gotta say, tilt the crown, biatch. Tilt the fucking crown. Tilt the crown, explanation. Tilt the crown, all caps, explanation. In between every other word. What the hell is wrong with you? Tilt the effing crown. Exclamation mark, like 20. At least 20 exclamation marks. Then there you got something going. And then it just puts you on the slow server.
Yeah, then it stops working completely.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how to make videos. But yeah.
Video things ain't out. Videos.
So yeah, man, it's complicated. Trying to get it to do the right thing, and then you have to be very careful because they also only give you three videos per day. So it's like you can't. You have to really try to get the prompt as good as possible before uploading it, because I don't want to keep testing it and
And this is not one of those things that you could just be like, oh well, you should only need one. Like it only takes one bullet. Like no, this motherfucker has like a 20% success rate.
Yeah, every single time it's getting at least something wrong.
Yeah,
or it's messing something up. Yeah. So I'm trying to really get it down packed, get the prompt down packed, so I don't have to generate a whole bunch and wait till the next day in order to get a better version or anything like that.
So how does it improve? Do you take it and then say like, okay, improve this, or are you feeding it back the same prompts and just tweaking the prompts?
So I'm just tweaking the prompt a little bit based on what I'm seeing wrong in the video, and I'm trying to do
and it's coming up with seeing the same, drawn out the same characters the same?
it's drawing it somewhat the same. It's not always like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
VO3 doesn't have the feature yet where you can upload your own image.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of it kind of is inconsistent because it's just going based off whatever it wants to do.
Yeah.
So that's why you need to write in a descriptive prompt.
And really, like the prompting tool is like no big deal because I found a secret. I found one model that actually allows you to put in whatever you're doing, and then it will break down the different steps. It's really good for people who don't know how to prompt, the type of language that's needed to prompt, because it's not like how we speak, and that's also an issue. You know, we speak a little bit different, and when we like speak to each other or tell each other anything, it's a lot different than how you have to structure it. But even that, structuring it super correctly, because it's really detailed, and it leaves out all the emotional stuff, the I want you to, and you know what a lot of people do is they'll do this like act like you're this, act like that shit does not work, bro. That shit does not work. Mm-hmm. I've done that 1,000 times. I'm talking about the best prompts. Act like you're award-winning, act like you're award-winning, what you call PhD in this, and produce that, and still nothing. Mm-hmm. Still like, I really don't think that enhances it. Maybe depending on what you're asking it to do. You know, obviously if it's content and you're trying to write like maybe an article or something like that, I wouldn't suggest using AI for content unless you're using it just to guide you like an outline. So you use it as an outline and then you put it into your own words. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing something like that and it's, something educational, maybe for school or something, yeah, cool. But for coding or anything related to that, or most creative things, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Like imagine you put in there starting off, imagine you're the best artist in the world and you've won all of these awards. That's not going to do anything for that.
Mm-hmm. It would simply like go to whatever it thinks is like the best and try to copy off that.
Oh, well then if it does, then maybe we give it some sight. So now the question is, does it have access to online, or is it just whatever up to whatever year? Whether it's 2024 or 21 or whatever.
I'm not sure because it can't even scan the internet for data.
It can't?
It can't.
Okay.
I don't know why people are making it seem like AI is Ultron or something. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them can, but they really can't do anything. Again, like whatever they're. Because I've had it find images for me, right? So I'm creating like these samples at first of what I want it to look like. And I'll have like rows or columns of maybe images or maybe in a carousel form or something like that. And I'll tell it to go ahead and do it for me because it's a little bit faster. And in the array, just put public images, and it'll go and find public images. Now it's possible it could have found that from other coding questions or other coding related content that it has in its database. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like a selected range. Like there's only certain information it has in its database. Because, sometimes I would ask it about some content creators, and it would give me a full description about it.
Right.
But then if I ask it about another one, I can't search the internet. I can't do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
More well known. Maybe these people are in Wikipedia or something.
Yeah. Something like that. Maybe their information is reachable for their data in their database.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man,
But they have a cutoff, and the problem is like technology is moving at such a rapid rate that anything from even a year before, from like 2024, is like obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the middle of 2025, and if you're looking up shit from the beginning of 2025, it may be already obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it's having like, I remember the other ChatGPT model only went up to like 2021, and it's like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
21 to now, you know how much shit has changed?
Yeah.
You know how outdated your database must be? Like,
Yeah, man. So.
the day in the life.
But we're not stopping.
Never stop. I don't know if y'all guys could see, but we got the PS5. We're never using it. Like, this shit is here to collect dust. You may as well be a dust collector. Statue or something, right. So, in the chat, you guys tell me how many days of vacation you took off today.
Or this year.
This year. And how how many years or whatever it's gonna set you back per day that you take off.
Mm.
The truth is, God loves consistency. God loves consistency. God loves consistency. And He rewards those who are consistent. And good or bad, just like gravity has no bias against anyone. Same thing, good or bad. Like, you do some evil shit, but you're consistent, then you're gonna get rewards, and then you're gonna get what's coming to you. But you do some good shit, and same thing. So I got it to where you hover over the user's picture for 2 seconds, and or you could click the picture, and the card pops up. What would be sweet is if their avatar also pops up, like if they're on a laptop, a desktop, the avatar pops up almost like a trail that goes thin to large. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
A trail thin to large, and then they have their avatar that's in like a 3D semi-transparent way.
Mm. 3D semi-transparent?
Yeah.
Mm.
So the card, so like if you search someone, you see the card, right? They have all the information stuff. You hover over their image right now, and the profile card pops up, the animated profile card. But I was saying that if that user was on a certain level, and they had, you know, an avatar, it would be sweet to have the avatar look almost like, and I hate to use this reference, but you know, like a genie in a bottle. You know how the trailing, what you call it goes.
Like Casper or something.
Casper.
You know Casper?
Yeah, but I mean,
he's
Casper
like transparent.
He's semi-transparent, but I'm talking about the part that trails. It looks like it's coming from the card itself.
Oh, okay.
Like almost like projector style, and it's 3D. You've seen all the movies, right, where they have like the 3D animated whatever's on screen. Something that looks just like that as the avatar. And it's obviously 3D. And then each one is programmed to do something. Very easy to do, you know, just attach an algorithm, a certain algorithm. First it'll create the different emotions or modes that it's gonna do. And then per mode, create a specific algorithm for each of the avatars.
Yeah, that sounds cool. And then have it like come. So it's gonna be like coming out at you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Like the effect like it's coming out at you. But not in the way of the cause, so a little bit more to the right, but yeah. Yeah, you know, some people's avatars is like violent and shit. We just set it up, we don't again, some people's avatars gonna have the ability to beat up other people's avatars.
Do kung fu moves.
Person lie again, and their avatar has a black eye or some shit. Now, it's one thing if you know who it is, right? Hold on a second. If you know who it is, okay, it's on, right?
Yeah.
Now you gotta get your weight up and get ahead and like, you know, go on the business. But if you don't know who it is, and you just come through, like, you know how people have a secret admirer? What's the opposite? Like, you have a secret...
The secret hater.
Secret hater. And they just, like, bashing your avatar. You know, like Street Fighter, at the end of Street Fighter, how the characters look and shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like that. Like
on the ground, like
all beat up and shit. Bandages over them.
On the ground, face first.
Face first.
And have like a little KO sign or something.
Yeah. Like again? We'd have to put it on, like, ask them if they want to be on easy mode or some shit. And they wouldn't understand at first why, right? So they like, fuck easy mode. What are you talking about? I want all the features. Put me on hard mode. Nah, homie, you don't want to do that. Hard mode, it gets your avatar wrecked.
Get destroyed.
Making all kind of content talking about our shit is alright. told Elon Musk that we should be exploring the ocean instead of Mars. Put one in the chat if you think that we should be exploring, I don't know, the ocean that we've only explored like 20%, and it had and 80% of it makes up the Earth, rather than a make believe flight to another planet that we'll never be able to reach in our lifetime. It's just put 2 in the chat if you're gay. Or racist. I just be putting 2s and shit. Yeah, so it's taking a little bit longer than expected because I'm trying to do it the right way, and that means making a little bit of changes in the data flow. So now it should be smooth. We shouldn't have that where the user data is not being displayed properly for the conditional rendering. It should have everything. So just like that, I'm gonna create one for the avatars that'll just input, the user ID and if they have any avatars, and then that's where we could render those what you call it, characteristics to make them do things. But can you even do no backgrounds with a GIF?
Yeah.
You can? Okay. So yeah, that's essentially what it would be. It may even be too heavy to do a GIF. We may have to do like a JSON, like use what you call it. Like how emojis function, basically.
other way?
Mm-hmm.
What you mean the other way?
You remember how we did before in the evening? I think maybe that might be better.
But it's around like 6, 7.
No. No, like 1 p.m.
For them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like 7. 7 for us.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's going on? That's why it's taking so damn long.
Okay.
Your level is showing for the other notifications. It's just the most recent ones. Challenge accept ones. So let me show you guys. Fix the problem, and I'll explain. Everything in coding, especially on this level, takes some time. Is this off? Probably times out after some time. It's really bad. Alright, so as you can see now, still got a little bit of a bug. Yeah, there we go. So it's showing the correct icon now. I do have to check out number one, why is it not